Hey guys, CDTV the G here, and the G, of course, stands for good evening, my slimes and my slats. I've been waiting so long to react to this album. I've been wanting to do this for a very long time, but I've just been kind of postponing the reaction a little bit because it is one of the kind of longer albums, I guess, out of the ones I have to react to. I may be running on 3 hours of sleep, so I definitely need something that's gonna kind of perk me up, and I'm hoping that this album is that. This looks promising. Oh, that sounds so smooth.
I wanna tell the truth so they all know me real. Only on for space, but you know that I'm a steal. I just want them to know me and how I feel. Yeah, I know that you filled with dread. I know that you wanna talk to fans. I wanna connect. Wanna be open about all of my defects because I love making music and I want all to hear. So I'm proud of my stuff and things just as they appear. All until my next album drop. This album will be on
like
top.
This. Okay, great way to open this up. I just got completely absorbed into that track, and I didn't really say that much while I was listening to it, just because it completely pulled me in, and I was kind of glued to what's saying. Already, it's got a pretty hopeful vibe to it, this album. Even if he's talking about his problems, it still seems to have that hopeful vibe to it. And I loved how it sounded. The hook was so clean and smooth and just laid back, and you had that jazzy 90s style of instrumental. I loved it. Let's see where he takes it from here. Okay.
You know, I don't really get those lower up hates, they dumb and useless and accurate, but I don't really know what they play in the flow.
Oh my
like bumper up there, so
God, where did this switch come from?
But that's why there are so many rappers out there and not just start, cause everyone has their thing, their style, who cares they rap about hating someone for the food they like. Small differences meter are like the beat. I know I'm gonna get the lash, people gonna say trash souls while I'm rapping my lyrics faster than Flash. Coming my rapping to credit my points, cause I'm only rapping and those my viewpoints. I listen to music that gives things, I don't care if it's a line, they're not really kings. Only have a problem if they lie to themselves because they really miserable.
This is such a tonal switch from the rest of the album, but I love this. Well, that was just one of the best songs on the album. I can't lie, from the tone he set up on the first tracks, I was not expecting to get a banger like that out of nowhere. The first half of this was just, it sounded so cold and dark. That's a song that's gonna go crazy live. First half went super hard, and then we got that beat switch where it switched into something that was a bit more consistent with the sound of the other track in the album. It was a lot smoother, but it still went insanely hard, and the production was phenomenal on both parts of it too. That's easily one of my favorite tracks so far. That was crazy. This has been a phenomenal album so far.
Even though I 50 deep, we're still going deeper. Climb the hill, still against deeper. When he
My God, I wasn't expecting it to come in like that.
I read up on my walls, chromium, not the brass of mouse around you. Number 90 for plutonium, it's what I thought. I'll blindfold you, so match see mine. Dragons do magic can spit and fire. You radioactive, situation dour, I'm with my.
Said I'm up next, but I'm up now. Pretty soon I'll be flexing with a bust down. Diamonds in my vessel got me gleaming. Feeling like a superstar, yeah.
Like you got a fever. In the top 12, Olympics like to meet her. Ice so cold. Don't need a freezer.
What can I say? Another track that left me smiling the whole time. It just felt good to listen to. I mean, lyrically, wasn't saying anything too crazy, or at least new. Like, he had, you know, little bits of wordplay here and there. There's some nice lines in there, but like, he's saying the typical stuff that you would expect, eh? But it's an album where I'm not focusing too much on the lyrics, unless anything stands out to me as standout bad lyrically. I'm just focusing on the sounds here, how his voice sounds and how the production sounds. And this sounded great again. The first two tracks on this, they have not missed. They have not missed at all. We're 2 for 2 so far.
See your face, I'ma sock it like we talking about some wrenches.
Okay, I don't mind if he's going over it like this. Like, he's going off on this one.
No extensions, if you now just make stop. Every song, everyone knows when I gotta go fast. I'll punch the past into the cast, but not a light. Other guys just he's been lies like forecast. You're not going fast and outlast the church the fans.
He is going in with his flow on this one. I can't be mad at that.
Cut you up like a barbershop.
As for that song, like, that was my favorite one out of the harder track. That one, I feel like the beat and flow was just too unrelenting for me to not get sucked up in the energy of it. The 808s were hitting so quickly. You had that dum, 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 like those little stab sounds that were sampled on the beat. All of it flowed together really well, and it was just absolutely riding over that beat.
Don't lie, I can see what through your lies. I don't wanna fucking vibe with you cause you favorite. Yeah, you favorite. Let's start, she said I'm the best, she touched on my face, tryna take it all off.
Dylan gotta tell them that boy or a literal on my stream, cause they are so strong. You and on your head while you listen to the song. Thought I wasn't talented, but I've been at it all along. But I got the game and it's all in my hands. To my always, it's the same as in the old days. Burn down the earth with all my summers. Put them bank and will always raise Lincoln for a tire. And like cover them with teeth like they put into a dryer. And they will all agree with me and they will hold me higher. And everyone will know me and everyone will throw you and you bounce like you jump to a tire. If you just beg me, better bow and call me sorry. If you don't, then I'll wrap around your neck with a wire.
Is there gonna be a bad song on here? Is there gonna be at least one? I mean, I'm glad that there hasn't been, but I'm just surprised at how like consistently great this has been so far. This one was one of the more melodic songs on the album, and his rapping, his singing, it all sounds pretty damn smooth. And this one again had very kind of positive and optimistic themes about having a rough time but being able to ground yourself and pick yourself back up, make yourself feel better. You know, because at the end of the day, the only person that's going to make you feel better is you. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. This is this man's debut album. He's setting the standard high with this one. Oh my god.
No excuses, no losing. Everything I do is lucid. No excuses, no excuses. Undisputed. Mess with me, get executed. Better watch your back if you ain't come near me. I can name gotta be the best, and you know it.
Yeah.
If I got a name, then I'll grow it. Giving a beat, the faster you and all of them for me. So much money, all the diamonds on me. It's their last song.
Beat's gonna make my heart stop, man. Oh man, the beat on that was just unforgiving. That was just brutally hard the whole way through. My god, Thug just breezed over it, you know, doing what he does. As I said, the lyrical content is not really what I'm focusing on, although I did quite like the line, "Yellow diamonds on me, but I'm not corny. Everywhere I go, I keep that strap like I'm horny." Can you even be mad at those bars? That one was like a darker type of fun. I like the way the beat dropped in every time. You know, it dropped in at the start of the song and a couple of times during the verses where it hit a couple times and then it properly dropped in. It's the same kind of effect like NLE Choppa has on Choppa Flow. And I think that's a really good way to just lend some real impact to your beat. Just very quick in those couple of seconds, it builds up hype for it to really drop in. Really good stuff.
You can never be as high as me. Instead you're on top, is that irony? I just don't see.
I know I play Travis Scott, no, I had to get a lot for him caught. Fast look, gas full, but you know I got it.
Nice,
put you back, credit back, and you know about it. Improvisers anywhere, any like take kicks, so races easy. I'm gonna win it every time when they getting wheezy. I'm a cat, your mouse cause you getting cheesy. Writing raps every day, and past my future, making all these lists, so you know mess here. Writing these classics like my name is Shakespeare. Got so much in my bag, I kinda gotta flex. It's just like my Twitter cause you got all these checks.
You can never be.
This one was just another banger. I really enjoyed how this one sounded. That's the thing with the songs. I love them. I love his flow. He was just so smooth on that instrumental. Catchy chorus, hard beat.
Made it fast in the past, but I'm in the future. Made it last.
Oh my god, the little xylophone melody at the end of the bar there.
Got 3 brains, no blue per. Wish you would tell me sooner. Missing shots, no true per. Being all down, but ain't no ray. All these people trying to pop us. We too high, can't help us. If you try to put you in position, motivated can't stop me. I'm on a mission. Out of my bench, just me a plan. So I cannot talk about messing. Gonna try to best me. My career's gonna take Coke and Pepsi cause I got plenty. I'm in the future, but in this cause I am the ruler. No contrast, flabbergasted like I'm a computer. Made it fast in the past.
This album is slapping. Oh my god. There hasn't been a single song that I think is bad. I don't know how any of you guys feel about this project. It'll be interesting to see your thoughts on it down below, but for me, this is absolutely worth the wait. I think this project is absolutely worth the time it took to come out because the production on here is absolutely ridiculous. I love the little xylophone melody we had at the end of the lines there. His rapping is solid. He put some thought into like the kind of concept it would have. He has these different alter egos. I really enjoy everything about this project so far. I mean, I've still got 2 songs left that I haven't heard, but this genuinely is an album of the year contender for me. For what it's worth, that track was crazy though.
I've seen that my future bright, but my past is way too dark. I pushed through all the hard times and I left my flag, I left my mark. Time to open up the dam now, my future so optimist, but now be dark. I'm not like Jerem, no, both of my past shape me up, then I wouldn't be hitting a grand slam. No, I guess I can think of the
I've
parts.
been ducking on that punch so much I fell out. Keep it a bean, I could
Like the
never
parallels
ever
between the
sell out.
verses.
Right that city, you can catch me on the south. You want some smoke, then we could bring it to your house. Yeah. Fuck up faded, so no cut, we
Nice. Had pretty good chemistry with all his features so far. I liked how effortlessly worked together. Their two verses go perfectly hand in hand for this song. Very similar verses to each other in what they covered, but obviously they were different because they were both very personal to the artists that were rapping those verses. Definitely a song that seemed a bit darker, you know, covering some darker themes, but again, he still ended it in a hopeful way, saying, "But through times, the good guys always win." Either way, I've just been loving this, and still surprised at how good Hook Game is, because I wasn't expecting it. Another really solid track.
Oh yeah, I'll put the cash out, fits much in my pocket when she pass out. Oh yeah, I'm about to let you drown, on my wrist got the crown. I know I'm renowned and you will let down like Post Malone. I know that I'm better now, giving you some meat toes. They don't mean bad, it's just how it goes. I'ma give you beef like you went into Moe's. You got an artist, you got no pros. Put in place, I'm
These flows, man.
No lace. Oh yeah, I'll put the cash out, fits much in my pocket when she pass out.
I love unpredictable flows.
Never coming in second, custom in for splash though. You see when they were could make the
that second verse really got me, where he started off with a bit of a faster flow. It just kind of came out of nowhere, and that's one of my favorite things about music. He is such a wild and energetic person usually within his music that these random flow switches can come out of nowhere. Definitely the best one on here so far. I'd say the hardest track as well. That was a banger.
We hop inside the Wraith, then we start vibing. Got
I can't get enough
still don't know what
of this melodic choir trap sound.
Come snap out that trance. Your girl hanging with me, now don't try to sneak a glance. Your time up, you got one trace and I got so many. You
words can't express how much
I
this
keep
is
a
hitting
stick
for
with
me.
And I ain't talking about it, no I ain't a lunatic. Driving quick on the highway and you know I'm speeding. If the world were in a crowd, then you know I belong in the spotlight now. You better move.
I'll let that line slide. This is still going hard. Thank God I got into music before I listened to this project. I'm so glad I'm enjoying this as much as I am.
Thought of me, then you will end up bleeding. We hop inside the Wraith, then we start vibing. Got 5 watches on my wrist.
Another great song. I'm loving the production style on this, and I love what it's doing. And again, like I said before, this is all music that perfectly suits the second cover. I could not see any other cover fitting the sound of the music on here. No way. God, I'm feeling this music just through my entire body. I'm not CDTV the Uzi Stan anymore. I'm CDTV the Stan. I'm changing my name on Twitter to that right now. You can go follow me at CDTV Productions on Twitter. I don't even have words at this point. I just have sounds. This is great. Okay, we got the strings going.
Even though it's precious, I'll give you some of my time. I know I'm
honestly,
all this attention.
I feel like a Lil Baby feature would go hard on this type of production.
I've been working all my life to make it in the game.
Like a choir?
Being around people, man, you know it ain't the same. I was born an introvert, but you are not to blame. So yeah, fewer ones than me, so I keep them around. So I have some support in this shit.
Like
my drive is brought down,
melodic
so they
gospel
can help me
trap.
And you agree, being so far from home, I do not want to be. I want to live longer than a pine tree. I don't want it to have a short life.
I feel phenomenal right now. Thank you.
Put a message in it might stay there, so people won't toss it aside with no care. Maybe it'll make them think, trying to make a difference. I want my music to feel the gap, the distance between all my listeners. So
this instrumental reminds me of a like Gunna Lil Baby type beat. Can't believe I'm saying this, but maybe Gunna would have been a cool feature on this song. Or more likely Lil Baby, because I actually prefer Lil Baby. I think Lil Baby would slide over this beat. I think in a sense it's almost a little bit of a missed opportunity not putting Lil Baby on this song. I think it can make the track even bigger. With Just on this track, still great. Loved that one. The whole choir mixed with the melodic trap sound was beautiful. That was something nice. It just elevated this song to a whole different level, because if this was a few years ago, it would have just been, you know, the standard elements of the beat. Like the way the song started, that's probably how it would have sounded for the whole thing. But I feel like now he's taking it to a different level with the choir integrated into this. I thought it sounded phenomenal, and it made me feel incredible. Lifting up the spirits. That was a mad song. I loved that. That's been my favorite song so far. Really loving this experience so far.
I just wanna be on top. I just wanna be on all the headlines, so they finally see that I could. Then you know I would. All these people listening and saying I'm good, but I don't really feel that way. Could be anything since I was little, but now they say that they said that then, because times are simple. But now I have to focus on real things. Life is brittle, but I just wanna be on top. I just wanna be on what I want, so they can all agree that I am just who I am. I wanna be me.
Nice verse to close it out on. I've said it a couple times already in this reaction, but I am sorry. I am sorry I waited this long. There's not one bad song. There hasn't been a single bad song. So on this final track, definitely a very uplifting, upbeat vibe to it. Rapping was more intense and powerful. He just sounded like he was feeling himself on this track, like coming through with those confident bars. Just a nice victorious verse to close it out and, you know, really end the album on a high note. It all made for a great outro to this album. It also sounds like he wants to influence a lot of future rappers with the last bars on that verse where he said, "So hopefully my flow will breed some rappers with actual potency." So he's in this game to influence people. He wants to be at the top of this stuff. And hey, if he keeps consistently dropping albums like this, that's gonna happen. I mean, he's still so young at this point. That's the crazy thing. He's still so young, and he's made an album this ridiculous in a good way. Great way to close it out. Just one verse, straight through, basically him signing off, and yeah, it worked perfectly. So, let's jump into my overall thoughts. I have been waiting a while to say that. This album exceeded my expectations, honestly. I didn't expect it to be this good. I thought I would like it, I wasn't sure, because I did like pretty much every single that dropped leading up to this album, but I wasn't sure how much I would like his music under the context of a whole album. Now that I've heard it, I can say that I absolutely loved this. It's such a strong first body of work from him. It's not his first body of work, but we've been through it all. 15 tracks, and I genuinely don't think there's a single bad or even below average track on here. Like, everything is good. Even the skits. I even like the skits on here. Like, they were good. They sounded nice. They didn't interrupt the flow of the album. They actually helped. They were like nice little breaks within the album, I guess. He's put out a Grammy nominated rap album that is this good, this consistent, this well put together. When I say that this album feels so consistent, I mean like literally everything on it. You know, the production was consistently great, the quality was consistently great, writing and lyricism was really consistent. He didn't contradict himself, which a lot of rappers seem to do. It was very well put together. And like I said throughout it, I didn't expect this album to have me feeling as happy as it did. And I feel very at home listening to it. It still gives off that really warm, like homely vibe. So yeah, before I dive into more thoughts, let's just go through my least favorite and favorite tracks as we always do, starting with my favorite ones. My favorite ones on here were
Me, Mumble Rap, 50 Deep, Barbershop, Don't Lie, No Excuses, Irony, Future, Past, Oh Yeah, Vibing, Nocturnal, and I Wanna Be Me.
But I pretty much thoroughly enjoyed every single song on here. So as for least favorite songs, this one is very hard to pick because, again, there's not really any that I thought were below average. But if I had to pick like a couple least favorites, I'll go with
None of Them, You Dumbass.
His next album has a lot to live up to, but this was an incredible body of work. I can only really see things getting better for him, and he's an artist that definitely sounds like he actually has longevity to me. All the features were perfectly placed on this. Everything about this album I just feel like is so well constructed and purposeful. I think we learned quite a bit, but we didn't learn too much to the point where I don't feel like he has anything else left to talk about. There's still so much more that he can talk about in the future and more kind of layers that he could reveal to us. Loved this album, very excited to see what the future holds for him, what future music he's going to put out, but I'm definitely okay with him not dropping another album for like a year, 2 years, 3 years, however long it takes, because this is an album that is going to have a very long lifetime for me, and it's something that I'm going to replay and go through a lot. I should have listened to this 7 months ago, I really should have, but there's a first time to listen to everything, and I'm still really glad that I got this experience, and I had this first experience on camera. And I hope that you guys enjoyed it too. That's pretty much what I have to say off of my first listen, so what did you guys think? So let me know down in the comments what you thought of it, and what your favorite and least favorite tracks were. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, I would really appreciate you leaving a like, subscribing if you want to see more reactions similar to this one, and that's all I've got to say for today. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you all in the next one, and this is CDTV the G, signing out.